The dream of Akon City. A vision so bold it captured imaginations around the world and promised to rewrite the story of an entire continent. Picture this. It's 2018. Marvel's Black Panther is everywhere and the world is buzzing about Wakanda, a vision of Africa defined by innovation, not poverty. For the first time, millions see Africa not as a place of struggle, but as a land of limitless potential, technology, and pride. The movie's impact is electric. People across Africa and the diaspora are inspired, dreaming of what a real Wakanda could look like. In the middle of this excitement, Akon, the Senegalese-American singer and global superstar, steps forward with an announcement that stuns the world. He'll build a real-life Wakanda in Senegal. This wasn't just a celebrity stunt. Akon's connection to Africa was deeply personal. Born in the US but raised in Senegal, he understood both the challenges and the dreams of the continent. He wanted to turn the pride and possibility of Wakanda into a tangible city, Akon City. Not just a symbol, but a living, breathing place where the future could be built from the ground up. The plan? A $6 billion futuristic metropolis on Senegal's coast, powered by renewable energy and its own cryptocurrency, Akoin. Solar panels, wind turbines, and digital currency would fuel a city designed to leapfrog into the future. It would be a beacon for the African diaspora, a place to invest, connect, and build a new future. Akon City was meant to be a homecoming for Africans worldwide, a place where dreams and ambition could take root. The pitch was bold: skyscrapers, a digital economy, and a city for Africans by Africans. It was a call to action, a challenge to reimagine what was possible on African soil. For a moment it felt possible. The world wanted to believe. Headlines blazed with hope and people dared to imagine a new chapter for Africa. But dreams that cost billions are fragile. The bigger the vision, the greater the risks, and the more daunting the obstacles. Having a vision is one thing, building it is another. Turning blueprints into buildings takes more than inspiration. It takes money, expertise, and relentless determination. The journey from press conference to functioning city is long and full of obstacles. Every step forward is met with new challenges, permits, funding, and the realities of construction in a developing nation. Akon City's story is a lesson in what happens when a beautiful dream meets the messy reality of money, politics, and logistics. Negotiations with governments, investors, and local communities can make or break even the grandest plans. The idea was powerful, but the execution would prove far more complicated. Every delay, every setback, tested the faith of those who believed in the dream. What started as a promise of hope quickly became a test of what it really takes to build something extraordinary. The world watched as optimism collided with reality. The world watched, waiting to see if Akon could turn fantasy into reality. Could one man's vision overcome the weight of history and the complexity of the present? But as we'll see, the road from dream to city is anything but smooth. Progress is slow, and the gap between vision and reality grows wider with each passing year. This is the story of Akon City, a tale of high hopes, harsh realities, and the collision between vision and the real world. It's a reminder that even the brightest dreams must face the test of time, money, and human will. Let's break down the ambitious blueprint for Akon City, a project that captured imaginations around the world. In 2020, Akon announced that his futuristic city would rise on 2,000 acres of prime coastal land, generously gifted by Senegal's president. This was no ordinary real estate deal. It was a symbol of hope and partnership between a global superstar and his homeland. The sleepy village of Mbodien, once known for its quiet beaches and fishing boats, was set to transform into a high-tech hub. The promise? To boost Senegal's economy, create thousands of jobs, and welcome the African diaspora back home. The plans were nothing short of wild. Futuristic towers piercing the skyline, luxury resorts along the coast, a state-of-the-art recording studio, and even a Cinewood film complex to rival Hollywood. Akon City would have its own hospital, a modern university, a massive stadium, and a sprawling industrial zone, essentially an entire city built from scratch, designed to be a beacon for Africa's future. The economy? 100% crypto powered by Akoin, Akon's own digital currency. Every transaction, from buying groceries to paying rent, would be digital, aiming to leapfrog traditional banking systems. The pitch was bold: empower Africans, bypass unstable local currencies, and make business easier across the continent. Akon envisioned a place where entrepreneurs could thrive and innovation would flourish. Locals were promised thousands of jobs, modern infrastructure, and a better life for their families. The city was marketed as a chance for ordinary Senegalese to be part of something historic. For the African diaspora, it was an open invitation to return, invest, and help build Africa's future, a call to reconnect with their roots and contribute to a new legacy. Akon's passion and confidence made the project sound inevitable, his vision inspired hope, and his words resonated with millions. The world was ready for a new African story, one of innovation, unity, and progress, led by Africans themselves. But as the excitement grew, so did the questions. Could this $6 billion dream really become a reality, or was it too good to be true? In 2020, the world watched as the ceremonial first stone was laid for Akon City. Cameras flashed, dignitaries gathered, and speeches echoed across the fields of Mbodiène. It was a moment filled with excitement and anticipation, as if a new era was about to dawn for the region. The people of Mbodiène were swept up in hope. Smiles and cheers filled the air, as locals dreamed of jobs, prosperity, and a future transformed by the promise of a futuristic city rising from their land. Akon himself stood before the crowd promising that construction would begin in 2021. He assured everyone that the first phase would be completed by 2023, painting a vivid picture of a city powered by innovation and opportunity. But as the months slipped by, the excitement faded. No trucks arrived, no workers broke ground, and the land remained untouched. The only sign of progress on the sprawling 2,000-acre site was that solitary ceremonial stone, now surrounded by wild, overgrown grass, a silent monument to what could have been. When journalists visited, they found no evidence of construction. Instead, herders led their cattle across the empty fields, and rural workers passed by, going about their daily routines as if nothing had changed. Locals like Jules Badji, who had been promised steady work and a brighter future, waited day after day. Their initial excitement slowly turned into confusion, then frustration, and finally, resignation. The glossy renderings of Akon City, gleaming towers and bustling streets, stood in stark contrast to the reality, a quiet, empty field untouched by progress. For many, the grand promises began to feel like a cruel joke, a story told to raise hopes only to leave them dashed. The sign for Akon City, once a beacon of hope, became a symbol of disappointment, a reminder of dreams deferred and trust broken. The project hadn't just stalled, it had evaporated, leaving behind nothing but questions and a sense of loss. For the people of Mbodiène, the future they were promised never arrived. The sun set on their hopes, leaving only uncertainty in its place. All that remained was a single stone and a community left waiting, their dreams echoing in the silence. The quiet was not just physical, it was the sound of hope fading away. Akon City became a cautionary tale, a warning about the dangers of big promises and bigger expectations. Sometimes the gap between vision and reality isn't just wide, it's a chasm that swallows dreams whole. The big question, where did the money go? Akon claimed he'd secured $2 billion from unnamed investors, but as deadlines slipped, doubts grew. No investors ever materialized. The US-based builder, KE International, never broke ground. Akon's team blamed COVID-19, but the pandemic couldn't explain years of total inactivity. The Akoin cryptocurrency, meant to power the city, flopped, its value crashed, and it never gained traction. Critics pointed out the risk of tying a city's economy to a volatile, unproven digital currency. Investors wanted to see progress before committing, but progress needed investment, a classic catch-22. Without real capital, the project was stuck in limbo. The missing billions weren't stolen, they likely never existed. The dream was undone by over-ambition and a lack of real funding. Akon City was a vision without a financial foundation. Money wasn't the only problem. There were people living on that land. The government gifted the land, but it was home to farmers and herders who'd relied on it for generations. Promised compensation was often insufficient or never delivered. Locals like Philomene Sambou lost their family trees and livelihoods for a project they didn't understand. Protests erupted, with villagers demanding fair treatment and consultation. The project meant to empower instead displaced and alienated the community. Legal battles and mistrust followed. Building a city requires more than money. It needs the support of those who call the land home. Ignoring the community proved just as damaging as the missing funds. Was Akon City a scam? As the project stalled, accusations flew. Was it a Ponzi scheme? A crypto grift? But there's no evidence Akon set out to defraud anyone. His track record, like Akon Lighting Africa, shows genuine passion for the continent. More likely, this was a case of overambition and poor planning. Akoin's collapse was typical of risky crypto ventures, not outright fraud. Akon and his team underestimated the complexity and scale of the challenge. The real story is one of hubris, not malice. The result, a failed project and disappointed people. Sometimes a dreamer simply dreams too big. By 2024, the writing was on the wall. The Senegalese government, once a supporter, distanced itself from Akon City after years of missed deadlines. SAPCO, the state tourism agency, began reclaiming control of the land. The original $6 billion plan was officially abandoned. Akon admitted the project hadn't gone as planned, blaming the pandemic but also acknowledging the challenges. The vision was simply too ambitious. There was no grand announcement, just quiet confirmation that the dream was over. For Mbodien, it was the end of hope for a futuristic city. The ceremonial stone became a relic of what might have been. Akon City faded into memory, a monument to a vanished dream. So what now for Mbodien? The government is moving forward with a more realistic plan, a traditional tourist resort and real estate project. Hotels, holiday homes, and a golf course. No more sci-fi city, but something achievable. Akon is now an ambassador, not the sole visionary. The focus is on tangible results and jobs for locals. The new project aims to learn from past mistakes, better community engagement, fair compensation, and real funding. The dream of Wakanda is gone, but hope for positive change remains. Sometimes scaling back is the first step to building something real. Akon City is more than a failed celebrity project, it's a lesson. Big dreams need realistic plans and real money. Community engagement isn't optional, it's essential. Relying on unproven tech like crypto is risky. Innovation must be grounded. The project's failure wasn't for lack of vision but for lack of execution. Still, the spirit behind Akon City matters. The desire to inspire and build a new African narrative. The future will be shaped by smaller, well-planned projects that deliver real progress. Dream big, but dream smart. Africa's story is still being written, one step, one community, one real achievement at a time. The lesson hope survives, even when the dream changes shape.